Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will see how psychology is playing its role in various fields of life and how psychologists are playing their role in different branches of psychology. Psychology is concerned with all the spheres of life, and as the society is growing in a complex way, psychology is assuming its important role in solving the problems of the masses. So, there are different branches of psychology. The most important of which is clinical psychology. Clinical psychology is a branch of psychology where psychologists are dealing with the mental and behavioral disorders and mental health of the people. The clinical psychologists identify the causes of the problem, causes of the disorder, and they also classify the mental disorders, they diagnose the problem, they treat the disorder. So, in a way, clinical psychologists are doing four important roles. First, classification of the mental illnesses, then diagnosis of the mental problem, then treatment of the mental disorders, and the fourth is research. So, in classification of mental disorders, clinical psychologists follow the two manuals. First is DSM, Diagnostic and Statistical Manual, which is recommended by the American Psychological Association, and the second one is ICD, International Classification of Diseases. So, they both are valid, and psychologists are using them for the classification of mental illnesses. Mean what is what type of the illness is, and they are getting help by knowing what is the disease, what are the symptoms of the disease, and how to treat it. So, then in the process of diagnosis, they are using clinical interviews or diagnostic interviews, and they are getting help of the psychological tests also. Then in treatment, they have different models like psychoanalytical model, behavioristic model, Gestalt model, humanistic model, cognitive model. They follow these models to treat the abnormal patients. There are certain therapies which are recommended in these models, and they use individual or group therapies, or as required by the patient or the type of the disease. Then the another important area of psychology is educational psychology. Educational psychology is concerned with the individuals who are getting the education in the different institutions, and it is concerned with the change which is with change with the passage of time, through under which the students are going with the passage of time, how they are getting education, about their progress, about their effectiveness of the course or the syllabus, etc. Teaching methods are great importance to the educational psychology. Then teaching methodology, and finally the problems which the students are facing in the educational life, and they are suggesting them solutions to those problems which they have in the educational setups. Then the another important and big field of psychology is industrial psychology. It is a branch of psychology that deals with the human aspect in the industry. Mm, I mean, who are for from all the resources, the human resource is important, of great importance in the industry. So, psychologists in this field are playing multiple roles. They are concerned with human resource management, they are concerned with the salesmanship, they are concerned with the consumer psychology, they are concerned with the management, they are concerned with marketing, they are concerned with the advertisement, and uh, these all will help the industry to get boost. Uh, They are also concerned with the working conditions, morale, strikes, lockup, industrial accidents. These all and to see the causes of the low morale, to see the strikes, to what causes strikes and lockups and industrial accidents. The another branch of psychology is business psychology. Uh, This branch provides information about the basic factors doing business and running it successfully. Although it is an emerging branch and it is emerged from the industrial psychology, so but it has great importance related to the business. The another important branch of psychology is experimental psychology. Experimental psychology, where the subjects are brought into the lab and the psychologists are performing experiments on the field of learning of human beings, perceptions, illusion, free association, memory, emotions, motivation, and sensation. Scope of experimental psychology is very vast because it is not a separate branch of psychology. Uh, to conduct experiment is just one of the method to study and research in which branch of psychology is successfully using to deduce new results. Environmental psychology studies with reference to the environment. The branch of psychology looks into how individual behavior and mental processes are influenced by the general environment. Uh, in environment, the concept of environment goes to the individual's homes also, and to the environment where they are getting education and having other life activities. Uh, then the another psychology branch of psychology is correctional psychology, in which the psychologist conducts studies of the personality and behavior about the lawbreakers and the antisocial elements. This is also called as criminal psychology. This branch of psychology that suggests the measures for the correction of and the rehabilitation of the lawbreakers, and they are concerned. This is branch is also concerned with the verification of evidences, and they are also working for the welfare of the lawbreakers. So, it is very important branch which is concerned with the criminals and lawbreakers. Guidance and counseling psychology. Guidance and psychology branch of psychology also helps ordinary people or individual or masses to tackle their everyday problems, called counseling and guidance and counseling psychology. It is also helpful in guiding the scholars or the students. The main objective of this guidance and counseling is to establish one's self confidence, self efficacy, self realization, adaptation to environment, control over the psychological complexes, training in handling problems, elimination of the prejudices, and professional guidance. Then the another branch of psychology is developmental psychology. Developmental psychology is concerned with the human development over the period of time, and it studies the changes which comes in the personality of the individual with the passage of time, like physical development, psychological development, social development, cognitive development, emotional development, and language development. So these were the some branches of psychology. There are more emerging branches of psychology which are nowadays in their gestation phase, and as the society is becoming complex, so these were the some branches, established branches, uh, which are playing their role in the society.